Hi everybody, Andrew Hutchings with you here today, remaking my video because I'm not a big fan of the one I just did, and I'm not a doctor, just gotta say that just in case I need to. Today, the thing in question is how much you eat. Now, when you're trying to lose weight or trying to maintain your weight or something, your weight is in a careful balance of how much exercise you do and how much food you eat. You eat more, your weight goes up. You eat less, it goes down. You exercise more, it goes down. You exercise less, it goes up. So you could eat more and exercise more and it ends up in the middle. Or you could eat less and exercise less and it still ends up in the middle. But if you eat a lot and you exercise a little, then it ends up going up. And you get the point. So the thing is, you could eat more and exercise more, and your net calories at the end of the day would be the same as if you eat less and exercise less. If you subtract the exercise from the eating on both of them, it ends up the same. The difference is food has vitamins and minerals and other nutrients. So the person who eats less and exercises less is getting less of those going into their body. The person who eats more has more of that going into their body, and then they burn the excess calories off. I used to say this to a certain cousin of mine because he didn't eat very much, and I've always eaten quite a lot in my life. And I was telling him, if you eat more and exercise more, you end up with more vitamins and minerals in you. And I've always been really into protecting myself against oxidative damage and all sorts of things. I don't know how important it is. I think it's helped me in life. But yeah, it's good to eat more, especially because we worry about our foods and stuff not having enough vitamins and minerals. You want to eat as much as you can within reason, because chances are you're not going to get too much vitamins and minerals from eating. And then, of course, you can always take a multivitamin to make sure that if you are deficient in one or two things, that you have that safety net bolstering you and keeping you within the normal range. But there's some things that, even through supplementation, you're not going to keep up. And vitamins and supplements don't always have the stuff in the best form. It's not always very bioavailable. It's not... Also, there's multiple different forms of things. And vitamins typically only have the most common form. Vitamin E, for example, I bet you didn't know there's a whole bunch of different vitamin E's. There's a lot of instances like that. I mean, I don't know if there is even a vitamin that only has one form. I know people call citric acid and ascorbic acid vitamin C, but I don't know the technicalities with that. So maybe okay, it doesn't even matter, but yeah, there's multiple forms of pretty much all vitamins. And the most bioavailable forms are in real food. I'm looking over there because that's where my fridge is, so I'm like thinking of the food. So yeah, make sure that you're not eating too little because you're not getting enough good stuff. And people think, oh, well, I'm getting enough protein and I'm getting enough carbohydrates. It's like, gotta get your vitamins and minerals. That's why I load up on fruit first thing in the morning, get the vitamins circulating. And then people overlook, oh, well, I take my multivitamin. You may get the vitamins, but you're not getting the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are incorporated into your body. They're in your cells. They have functions. They're not just converted to sugar. I touched on this in another video, I'm pretty sure. Like, the food we eat has a lot of reasons why our body needs it. It's not really just as simple as, well, it gets turned into energy. It's all this. No. I mean, most of you, if you're watching my videos, you probably know amino acids get turned into peptides and proteins. Is it so shocking to believe that other stuff you eat is also turned into useful things? As I've said before, fats are incorporated into your body, into cell membranes, and they go along other things, and into your arteries, into your cholesterol thingies, everything. And sugars, now I'm not an expert on all, well, I mean, sort of am, but I'm not God. And I haven't spent 30 years specifically researching sugars, But sugars, I do not think get incorporated into your body. And I could have just said that, but when I'm not 100.00% sure on something, I don't like to state it as a fact. So yeah, when you're listening to me, you know that if something is not 100%, that I'll tell you. So yeah, sugars just, I bet there is instances where they get incorporated into your body. Like, I'm trying to think of just glucose, for example. Yeah, I can't think of an example where they're incorporated into your body. Of course, DNA has the ribose and deoxyribose sugars, of course, DNA, deoxyribose, RNA, ribose, but yeah. So make sure you're eating a lot so that you get those nutrients and vitamins building up and minerals and everything. Because if you're not, you're going to be deficient. Maybe your brain's not going to work too good. You won't feel good. Maybe you'll have mood swings. Maybe you'll get depressed. Maybe your muscles won't work as good. Maybe you won't get enough minerals and they'll spasm. Maybe they'll be flaccid. Who knows what it is. But the body requires a lot of stuff to function really well. And what else should I say? Yeah, supplementing does not always help you out too much. Because when the vitamins or minerals or whatever are in food, they're often in, because I don't know about 100% of the time, but maybe I shouldn't even say this stuff because then it makes you unsure. But at least most of the time, the vitamins and minerals are in different forms in the real food. And I'm not going to have a big old complicated picture of the molecules up here, but just take it from me that they're in better forms that your body can use. Like, for example, I supplement with magnesium. I take what's considered the most bioavailable supplement form of a magnesium amino acid chelate. I take magnesium glycinate, and my newest magnesium I got, because it was a few dollars cheaper or something, or I wanted to try it out, is magnesium glycinate and magnesium lysate. But even when I supplement with this, it only raised my magnesium bodily concentrations by the smallest measurable amount. Here, hold on a second. Let me look up what my magnesium was before and after supplementation. Because magnesium, when you get it from foods, it's in a very different form. It's attached to the chlorophyll. It's not attached to amino acids. Like spinach has lots of magnesium. Maybe that's why Popeye ate it. But I think they also say spinach has ecdysterone, and maybe that's why. So magnesium in 2018 was 1.8 milligrams per deciliter. And then after supplementation in 2019, my magnesium was, I'm pretty sure it's just 1.9, but I always like to be sure before I say things. Let me just search it. I got a lot of stuff. 1.9. So it went from 1.8 milligrams per deciliter to 1.9 milligrams per deciliter with supplementation. Who knows if that even helped the supplementation? Maybe it's just I varied by that little percent on the day that I got tested, but who knows, it could be the other way around. Maybe maybe it actually is more different, and that the day I got tested the first time it was extra high, and the day I got tested the second time it was extra low. You never know these things about when you're getting testing, because things are always going up and down. But most of us can't afford to get like 5 tests done 5 days in a row or something, and then compare them. And no, I am not farsighted. It's just that I am nearsighted, and I can't see the screen clearly, but I don't need to, and I thought I looked better without my glasses. But even though this computer is close, I can't read it unless I were to go and get very close to it. So yes, take the magnesium, for example. Like I said, it's chlorophyll, you know, the things that absorbs light from the sun into the plant and makes it into energy. That has magnesium in it. That's where we get our magnesium a lot of the time. Now, there's magnesium in meat too, and I'm guessing that that is bound to amino acids. Now, I don't know for sure, to be honest. No one knows every single thing in the whole planet. That's why it would be amazing to live like 10,000 years and you can learn everything. I would like to live that long. So yeah, make sure you're eating enough food and good food. You don't want to eat nutrient-deprived food or genetically modified food, because who knows, maybe the genetically modified one makes a different carbohydrate molecule, or maybe it makes an unnatural amino acid, and then this gets incorporated, it causes a protein to misfold, or it causes different receptor functions on your cells, and some other thing binds to it that's not supposed to bind to it, and you don't know what this does. You think that when they test these things that they can test for every single possible biological effect? No, they can only test for the major things. And that's if you think that they don't even cover anything up to begin with. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like, think about like pharmaceutical companies, how we know that they get away with a lot of stuff that's bad. Now, this is a little off topic, but like cell phones and radiation from them, you think that even if it was proven how bad that is, what could actually happen? If we were to prove how bad it is, we can't take a step back and stop using all this technology. We can't stop using our cell phones and our computers. It's not gonna happen. So it's like even though not all of us would like it to be, it's like a necessary or imposed health risk that we have now. It doesn't matter. And all it could do is cause problems if people found out how bad maybe this stuff is for us, because society is never going to allow it to be undone. What are we going to do? Walk around with suits covering us to block it from entering? No, it's not going to happen either. Now, maybe someday we will have clothing to help lower the amount that goes into us. Just there's so many bad things out there, and humanity can't always go backwards. But of course, there's always been some bad things, but we've imposed new ones, like the sun's always been around and frying our skin and causing problems, and yeah. So sorry I went off topic. Hope you like that, and please like and subscribe. And think for yourself and question authority.